This video is for a pastor's wife that's having a hard time finding out where you fit in ministry. This video is also good for church members that have a pastor's wife that's a little different. This is a good way to find out maybe why. I'm a pastor's wife. I have been a pastor's wife for 29 years, and the majority of the time that I have been in the role of a pastor's wife, I felt like I didn't fit. And the reason why is because that I am very introverted. Just by being an introverted pastor's wife, it has caused so many different struggles in my life as a pastor's wife. But I can say that I have finally overcame being a little different, and I have learned how to embrace my character and make it blossom in the role of being a pastor's wife. The number one characteristic that some people don't understand about pastor's wives is that we are not all the same. We don't all dress the same. We don't all like the same things. We are not all preachers. And just because you are not, it doesn't mean that you won't be a successful pastor's wife. So one of the main things that I don't want you to do is to allow people to push you in roles that they feel like you should be in just because you are a pastor's wife. When you are a pastor's wife and the congregation is small, there are going to be a lot of vacant roles that need to be fulfilled. But just because you are the pastor's wife, it doesn't mean that you should try to fit or put yourself in all of those areas. Use the spiritual gifts that God has given you, and don't allow someone try to force you with a particular spiritual gift. Stay in your lane. Tip number 3, volunteer. What I like about volunteering is that you're learning different things. In some areas that you may volunteer in, you may end up liking and also develop a new talent or discover a new gift. Even though volunteering is good, you want to make sure that you volunteer in areas that you feel like if you keep trying that you will be good at. One of the main things that I do want you to realize about finding your place in ministry is that what God called you to do, it may be different from what other pastors' wives does. So whatever area in your life that you have talent in or that you are gifted at, don't look at it as something small or something that's less important, because your ministry may be something totally different from everyone else's. Tip number 4, pay attention to your desires. A lot of the desires that you have inside of your heart, they came from God. And a lot of times, those are little signs that's inside of you that's trying to lead you to where God wants to use you in your ministry. The things that you desire, you should write them down. And don't underestimate yourself. Because like with me, certain things that I desired, I was kind of embarrassed to write down because I felt that it was just a dream and it was just something that I just wanted, not realizing that the things that I desired was in God's will. So I would write those things down and then pray to God and ask Him to give you the wisdom of how to make it happen. And it also have to do with God's timing. Finding your identity has a lot to do with your past, things that you have struggled with the most in life, something that hurt you the most. The reason why that God allow us to go through tough seasons in our life is because that He wants to strengthen you and it also gives you compassion for someone else that's going through the same thing. That's your ministry. God wants you to tell other women about your struggle, and it will encourage them because they know that the same way that God brought you through it, that He could do the same thing for them. So don't ever despise any difficult season that you have gone through in your life. I didn't realize it until recently, but a lot of pastors' wives go through depression. And for some of them, it's so difficult until the fact that it's hard for them to help their husband, to stand by his side, and also to encourage him because of the fact that they're fighting a battle within. And so if you are a pastor's wife and you are battling with depression, I do want to encourage you, and don't allow it to make you feel less than. Know that God has a purpose and that there is a time and a season for everything. And a lot of times God allows us to go through certain things. He wants you to be able to experience it, and that way you can have someone else and let them know that God brought you out of that, and He can do the same thing for them. So, being that so many different people of all ages deal with depression, you will be one of the ones that will be able to witness and to encourage other women, other young adults, other teens. And the reason why you will be able to do it because you have experienced it. So one of the main things that I do want you to get from this video is that there are different types of spiritual gifts, and there are more spiritual gifts than what's in the Bible. And just because your spiritual gift may not fall up under one of the titles that's in the Bible, it doesn't mean that yours is not just as important. If you are a pastor's wife and you feel like you don't fit, I want to encourage you to have faith and trust God, and know that He's going to show you what He wants you to do. All you have to do is just wait on the Lord and to trust Him. What do you struggle with the most as a pastor's wife? I have another question for you too. What do you like for me to talk about the most? I am so excited to tell you this, but I am hosting my first webinar July the 29th, 2021. If you are a pastor's wife and you're having some issues in certain roles that you play as a pastor's wife, you need to sign up for my webinar. Now there's only 25 slots. First come, first serve. The information is going to be in my description box. If you feel like you need some one-on-one coaching when it comes to being a pastor's wife, you can schedule a consultation with me, and the information is going to be below as well. If you like my message and you want to support me, all you have to do is just subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the notification bell. That way, every time I upload a video, you will be notified. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.